Welcome everyone to episode 112 of Just Joshing. I am your host Joshua Panteloresco. I write stuff and podcast too. Today's guest is Jackson Dean Chase. Jackson has been a writer for a long time. This podcast to me is though a bit of a thank you because Jackson, when I got started on Twitter, would often go out of his way to actually feature me, like what writers worth following and things like that. And he definitely played a big part in my early growth and doing what I'm doing. So Jackson, I wanted to have him on the show for just, if nothing more than a thank you, because he never had to. I'm a big believer in the fact that nobody has to help you. Like nobody owes you anything. Anyone that wants to help you, I mean, that's a blessing. You should be thankful, and always try to go out of your way to thank the people that help you. So Jackson, besides being an accomplished writer himself, also went out of his way to help me, and I appreciate that. So Jackson, before you go any farther, thank you very, very much for everything you've done for me. Part 2, though, I just handed in the artwork to Mirror World Books, for The Wandering God, all the artworks, and Florence killed it. Like wow. A couple of them choked me up a little bit. There's this one, like I've been promising myself I'd be buying some prints from Florence for this run, and I think now that the series is done, I should do that. Particularly, like 3 of them really. I can't spoil one of them because it spoils a big part of the book. But there's one, the last picture in the book you're gonna see. It's one of my favorites ever. It really is good. But yeah, The Wandering God is done. I've already been playing with them a little bit. My phone, current locking is the cover to The Wandering God, which I'll be revealing next week. So sis, if you're listening to this podcast, I'm sorry. As much as I love the sisterly love of you giving me the finger, I felt The Wandering God was more important. I hope you forgive me. All right. On with Jackson Dean Chase after this.
That's the only way I can beat some of these levels, man. I'm not the world's greatest first-person shooter gamer, but I enjoy them.
Nor am I. I'm a big sucker for every once in a while. Can't remember the name of it. I want to say Command and Conquer. I don't know if that's the right one, but it's a popular gun game. I can't even see how much I love it. I don't even know its name, but I always prefer knifing in gun games. I like the knife, so I just you know what? Screw this shooting stuff. I'm just gonna get up close and stab you. The thing is, in most of the games, the knife's got a 100% kill rate when it hits. So I'm like, so I can go for bullets and give you damage and stuff like that, or I can just go close and stab you. I'm a monster. Oh well.
I guess. I'm more of a camper.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that gets up in the weird spot on the roof and, or
under
the floor.
Yeah, that's right. No, I'm under the floor. I'm nice and safe here. Oh look, someone goes by. Bang.
You just set up at a spawn point, and then you're good.
Yeah, exactly. Dun 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 dun.
Oh, my favorite's you get the grenade launcher, and then you just aim it at the spawn point, or near it. You ricochet the grenade.
Oh God.
So you just create this. Anybody that spawns there or wanders into that area is just instantly.
Just a bad day.
People hated me.
No, dude, that's completely dickish, but awesome. I approve.
On top of that, I had all these binds you set, so instant diss people. That was back in the day when I first discovered first-person shooters, and
Well, my all-time favorite is Duke Nukem. My favorite kill story. This is my favorite kill story, by the way. So this guy had everything. He had the freeze gun, the shrink gun. He had everything known you could possibly have, including a jetpack. Right? Mm-hmm. I was down to, the thing is, everybody had to gang up on him, so he took a lot of damage, but he was still dominating. I had nothing. I ran out of bullets, and so all I had was a chopping motion. That's all I had. So I was able to get up close to him. I chopped him into unconsciousness, and I took all his stuff. This is my favorite kill. It was my favorite kill ever. He was.
That's a story.
Yes, it is. It's my favorite kill ever. I mean, I died so many times in that match, but I was the one that stopped the Juggernaut with a chop, judo chop to be exact.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's my video game stuff. I'm more of a fighting game guy. I guess the knife would give that away, but I like fighting games. I like pummeling people with my fist. So.
Yeah, I'm terrible at those button mashers, man, like those Street Fighters and Mortal Kombats and all that stuff.
Oh, once upon a time, I was championship caliber at those. Once upon a time, not anymore.
I was never very good.
Yeah.
Good at them. Any better, despite, I couldn't figure. I just randomly mash buttons until something cool happens, and then I can't remember how I did that, so it's hard to repeat, and then I die.
Oh no, absolutely, no, absolutely. I mean, there are people like that. Sometimes they're the hardest matchups though, because you'll pull this insane stuff out of your ass, and you're like, "How did I do that?" And the guy fighting you is like, "How did you do that? That's insane." I thought people like that. And now, obviously, a guy that knows what he's doing does tend to usually win those, but still, every once in a while, the button masters.
Somebody does something crazy.
Yeah, exactly, and you're like, what the? It's like, what the hell? What the hell happened there?
You mash the right buttons at the right moment, then you win.
No, yeah, there some of those games have some insane moves, and you pull them off. It's like, what the hell was that? But that is, as I guess. Now, just so you know, the recorder's been on for 4 minutes. We've been talking video games for 4 minutes. So I thought that was a good way. I thought that would be a good way to get this going, because we are both very serious people, especially me. I'm super serious about this whole deal, and I thought we'd open up with you being a video game, coming out with your video game addiction. Yeah. So I caught you red-handed. You are a video game player.
PGs, but
yes.
Yeah, you got me.
You got you. So you're an RPGer, like in terms of and I'm talking like Baldur's Gate, like Final Fantasy or anything like that.
Yeah, the Baldur's Gate. I did some MMOs with the Age of Conan and Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Okay,
Skyrim.
Oh, okay. So
Dragon Age.
Dragon Age is really cool. Dragon Age, I like Dragon Age a lot. Cool, like a lot of cool customization to it. It's just, unfortunately for me, I only have so many room for RPGs at this point, and I'm more of a classic JRPGer. So I like Persona. I love the Tales games. I love Final Fantasy. Those are the games I'm really into. And MMO, I'm not mature enough for. My time would just be. I played. I played World of Warcraft twice. After the second time, I just said, no, I can't do this. And it made me sad because I really liked it. Like, I really, really, really liked it. But no, I can't. Because I really, really like it. And that's the problem. I never would get anything done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Been there, done that. I played, when I first tried World of Warcraft, it was the free account.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to pay for it. And I'm just going to try it. And somehow, so you have the level 20 cap. And so I would just play through all the available classes until I hit level 20. And a week of my life disappeared. And the problem with that was not only that the week of my life disappeared, but it was the specific week of my life. I, didn't leave the house.
Yeah.
Sat there playing the damn game.
Yep.
And then when I finally did leave the house, there's an eviction notice on my door because I forgot to pay the fucking rent. It was crazy, man. It was like...
Oh, God. Okay. I stopped myself at day 2. Because day 1, it was like, that was 8 hours of my life. I can do that. I'll get this under control the next day. No, it was longer. And it was like, no, I'm never going to get this under control. This is too addicting, and it pushes, and it fulfills all my buttons. You know what I mean? And it's like, I can't do anything creative with this in the house, so no. I like RPGs, but I like them with a start and a finish. Like, Skyrim is about as sophisticated as I want to go.
I lost a month of my life in Skyrim when I bought it, and then a month of my life was gone, and that was... Same with Dragon Age.
Yep.
And, oh, man, I just can't... I don't have like this happy medium. You know, it's either all work and no play, or no play and all.
No. That's where I'm at too. Like, no, don't get. I have. Okay, so I love RPGs. I cut my PlayStation 3 games down to about a little less than a dozen, but they're almost all of them RPGs. And the reason and the reason why is because I love the concept. I love the games, but I realize, and since I'm getting older and doing more creative stuff and the writing stuff, I'm finding that I have less time for them. So I'm like, what games do I really want to play, right? And what games don't I really want to play? And those are, or will I ever get to have time for? And I just realized that I had to drop a series I liked, but I didn't love, right? Because it's just like, I'm never going to play you again. And so there's no point in me owning it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time management is hard for especially for us creative types.
Yes.
And I've like read books on time management. I try and manage my time, but there's never enough hours in the day.
No, there's not. I want more.
Even being aware, I should be doing this, but I'm just
Well, no,
I'm doing something else instead. Yeah.
Well, it's the nature of the beast too. Like okay, so while we've been talking, I got an email from my publisher for more edits to do. I'm going to do this week's my editing week. So today I have a birthday party and a write club meeting I'm supposed to be at, and I'm not sure how I'm going to pull both of them off yet at this moment in time. It's a magic trick I got to figure out. So,
good luck with that.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that fantastic?
I know.
Yeah, but
I know. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just real life gets in the way of your perfect, like you have these perfect plans. Like, this is exactly how I'm going to spend my. No, it never works like that.
Yeah.
Right? You need to.
Man, I get up every day, like 5, 6 a.m. and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write. And then what do? I go and I check my sales figures, write them down. Then I get on the social media, see what my messages are, because I got like a billion notifications. I got a bunch of emails, and then I start I get an hour of my life is gone all of a sudden, and then maybe it's 2 or even 3 hours. So then
you're like, what?
Then suddenly it's not before I even open the document to start writing.
Yeah, no, and you're like, I should, and then somewhere in there you have to eat, and then maybe remember you have to say hi to somebody, maybe pay your rent. That's awesome, by the way. That's like my favorite story ever. That's us.
Rent paying.
Yeah, kind of important. Kind of.
It comes around every month. It would be okay if I didn't have to pay the rent every month.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, just, once a year maybe, or they cut me some slack. I could pay them in poems.
Yeah, actually, that'd be fantastic. That'd be fantastic. Here is your payment in poems. Right?
Yeah.
Do like a musical.
Because, what we produce is so subjective, It has great value to, obviously us, to others. It either has also great value or it has no value.
Well, but it's like anything else. Like it's all in what's value. Like look at sports. Sports, if you really sit there and think about it, has no intrinsic value in the real world. Like, look, you can't sell a car knowing how to dribble a basketball. Doesn't compute at all, right? But there are people every night that will pay obscene amounts of monies to watch these guys play and perform, and there's a demand for it, right? And like I said, there are 300 million people, maybe 350 million people in the United States right now. So, assuming that, sadly, if the numbers are true, the reading averages have gone down to about 33-34%, which is terrifying.
Yeah. Some people don't even read another book after college.
Yeah. Well, okay, so my story, I lived in Arizona, so the most frightening part of my whole time down there was watching how kids were educated in high school level. Some of these guys were amazing athletes. The high school kids, some of them are incredible football players. Couldn't read. I was just dumbfounded at that. It's like, wait, you can't read this? but you can run 100 yards, like in like these obscene amounts of times, which is awesome, but you can't read. And I remember there was this one guy I knew who couldn't read so much. I started giving him comic books to read because it was how I learned how to read when I was a kid. And
sure, yeah. I think a lot of people did that.
Yeah, it's comics are great. I mean, they're awesome because even if you don't get all the words right there, you've got the picture, so you can get.
I got a big collection.
Yeah, me too. We'll have to talk about that in a second, but just to finish the point here.
Oh no, just
Yeah.
My Micronauts collection or my Creepy collection or.
Micronauts is, dude. Those are both awesome. But I don't have anything.
Yeah.
My coolest stuff is Silver Age Green Lantern. That's my coolest. That's my coolest stuff. It's not. It's like, again, it's cool, but not like super cool. Like my secret wish, I would love to get the first 50 issues of the Fantastic Four. That's my like, you know, when I make it as a writer and I have zillions of dollars and I have nowhere to put my money, I'll be buying Fantastic Fours.
You can always buy the reprints.
That's not the same. You know that.
It's not the same. It's like the Creepies are coming out in deluxe hardcover, reprints now, and they're beautiful, but it's not the same thing. Having the actual.
Yeah, there's something to be said about having the original. Although I will say this, like collected editions, like really good, pretty collected editions, they kind of do make up for it. I love my favorite one's Absolute Sandman. Love that one. They look so good, and they are so good, and it's timeless. They're expensive as shit, but that's okay. That's one of those ones where I'm like, shut up and take my money. So I'm good with that. There's a Stan Sakai. I love Usagi Yojimbo. Stan Sakai is a really cool dude too, and he's one of my first actual interviews when I started really interviewing comic people, and really cool dude, like I said. And so I got into his Usagi run. So they got the original Usagi stuff at Chapters now for like $80, and I'm like, so that's my birthday present to myself. I've already decided I'm buying this.
Yeah.
Because I have a problem. I like comics. So.
Yeah. I think the most I ever spent on a comic was $80 for Creepy #1.
Nice.
In like a mint condition, and
I wish I could say I stopped there. For me, that the comics are my crack, dude. They are my crack. So I spend about $80 a month now, which for me is a huge drop, right? That's about $20 a month now, which is again huge drop for me. And then, but like again, there's just some. There's what we call like the really good stuff. The stuff that collectively even the comic shop guys don't want to sell, but they will because the money's right. That stuff's usually about $80 to $100, and you look at that, and you can't negotiate those ones down. You just can't because the comic guy likes them too, and he's cool keeping them in his rack. There's a Kamedi at Earth's End. That one's a little bit more realistic for me to grab the whole run of, because when you get by the first 30 issues or so, they're all like $5. So you can get a good run. You can get the whole run as a hobby, but the first 30 are not cheap, and I'm not going to be able to negotiate those ones down because everybody likes those.
Yeah.
But see, this is my pain for my pain for the art. So, but
yeah. I mean, like with the Creepy comics, that's really where I learned how to write, short stories.
Really?
The whole kind of Tales from the Crypt. I have those too in my collection, but Creepy and Eerie, Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, Haunt of Fear.
You're an EC guy, so you had the good stuff.
I love EC. I also love Warren.
Yes.
Put out the Creepy and the Eerie and.
Yeah, because you have all the pre-comic, like again, you have the stuff that most comic guys will not get rid of, like at anything less than full price, because they're like, this is the good stuff. I mean, the only thing that you're missing is the Carl Barks Uncle Scrooge stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't have any of those.
No. Yeah. They're a little bit beyond both our price ranges, I get the feeling. So So.
Oh yeah. No, and I found all kinds of stuff on like eBay back in the day. It's amazing because these things were like they were like $1 or something back in the 70s or 80s, or whatever for me. So they're a little pricey for me back then, but I'd pick them up, and now they're like $10, $20, $30 a piece,
or more,
maybe more,
or more. If you were one,
the further back you go, the better the condition. But.
Absolutely, but also depending on what series you got, some of those series are worth their weight in gold. Some of them are like. See, again, I'm an old school comic guy, so like I love like Magnus Robot Fighter. I love that series, but the old stuff, whew, not cheap. Turok Son of Stone.
Yeah, I know.
Right, Turok Son of Stone. Love that stuff. Woo, not cheap. Right. Okay, so I'm a big Green Lantern guy. So there's when the Green Lantern Green Arrow stuff ends. Green Lantern's ridiculously cheap, right? And I have everything pretty much from that past that point on. But everything prior to that, not cheap at all. So, at some point, I'm going to finish my Silver Age Green Lantern collection. It's kind of like one of those, like I'm going to have it all because I have a problem and I'm okay with it. But that's me. But yeah, I'm a big comic guy. Like, I love the art form of it. But I'll tell you, my favorite graphic novelist is, and most people don't think of him as one, but I think of him as one. Dr. Seuss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He did such a good job with color and eyes and expression. He doesn't have thought bubbles like a comic book, but in every other way, it reads like a graphic novel. And I think he's one of the most brilliant,
Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, he's mine. He's...
Yeah. I loved those when I was a kid.
Yeah. I'm going to be doing a podcast presentation at When Words Collide, which is the Writers' Conference up here in Calgary. So what I'm doing is I'm getting Fox and Socks, and I'm going to make the people in the audience read it. And that's going to be the podcast. It's going to be a special Fox and Socks edition of Just Joshing. So... I told you, man. I don't take myself too seriously. I try to have fun. So
that'll be quite the episode.
Yes, it will. You should come to Calgary and show up, be in the crowd, and you can say a line.
I haven't been up north.
No. So
yeah.
So you would enjoy the writing, like the When Words Collide is a very good writers' conference. Again, a lot of people from the States come up here too. It's a really, really cool little event. I met Diana Gabaldon. I want to say I hope I said her last name right because I don't want her to beat me too. She's actually really nice. She actually bought one of my books. Right, she bought one of my books actually, which is really cool. When I met her my first year there.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So. She's on my list of people that I actually want to get on the podcast at some point too, but you meet all kinds of people at different walks in the journey, and it's a really cool way to connect with people too, and yeah, like I said, I'm going to do, for me, my first time ever doing panels and presentations, so. But it's going to be a wonderful learning experience for me. And I figure, well, I can only make an ass of myself once. So, maybe twice.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, unless they give you another chance.
Hey,
twice.
Hey, yes. One time only. Be good.
Yeah.
But I think
I know.
Sorry, you go.
I'm getting ready to do the 20 books to 50K writers conference in Vegas in November. That'll be my first writers conference.
Have fun.
I'm excited. Going to meet a lot of my peers and contemporaries. Chew the fat and share notes and see what we can do to make our lives better.
Absolutely. And at the very least, you'll have people to go to the pub and have a pint or two with. So
exactly.
Yeah, it's usually how that works.
Yeah, that's exciting. I sat on the fence for a while. I'm kind of a shy guy. I'm an introvert. And then I just, I was like, oh man. As soon as I heard about it, I'm like, oh, I want to go. And then I'm like, Then the introversion creeps in. Yeah, you just sit on that for a while. And I sat on it for a while, and they're like, "Oh, it's starting. We're going to cap the attendance at 400." You know, so I'm like, "Oh, okay. I can't stall anymore. I just got to pull the trigger, and I got to do this thing." You know, everybody's going.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not everybody, but 400 people, will be going, and I already know who a bunch of them are, and I'm excited to meet them. So, there's only so much you can do on the Facebook and the Twitter and all that. You can go pretty deep, but face to face, that's where some magic can happen.
Oh, absolutely. I ended up working for one of my heroes doing a convention, I just interviewed him, and we just started talking, and he hired me. It was the best and worst thing that ever happened to me. In some more good than bad, but there definitely was a price I paid for that. And the thing of it was, though, I mean, how many people can actually say they actually got to work for their hero, one of their heroes? I can say that, and it was because I went to a convention and was just not ready to make an ass of myself. Just be. I was me, and I let good things come my way. Yeah, because there's always opportunities to meet and connect with some great people while you're there. So, good luck, man.
Yeah.
You doing any presentations?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You doing any presentations?
I'm not. I probably could have pressed. If I'd been more Johnny on the spot with this thing, and not waffling on the fence, I suppose I could have pressed to do a presentation. I've got enough books out. I think I'm well known enough.
Yes.
That I could probably do that. And I'm kind of actually kicking myself now that I didn't. Then again, it's my first conference, and this will make it more relaxed, because otherwise I'd be like, oh, I've got to put on this big thing and not disappoint people and everything, and I got to not make an ass of myself. But,
yes.
Not too big of an ass.
Well, not too big. just a mild ass, right? Just a touch of ass.
Yeah.
That's it. Just a touch.
Just a touch. I mean, that's kind of baked into my personality anyway.
So we're not.
So,
yeah. But no, I get it. Like first years are good. Just get yourself acquainted, have some fun. But like if you get a chance to go next year,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I will definitely be pushing to do some kind of presentation or sit on a panel.
And when this conversation's over, you got to give me a link to this conference, because I definitely wouldn't mind checking it out myself for next year. Because I have no fear. So.
Yeah. Let me get that to you.
Yeah, we can do. Yeah. Woohoo! So you don't forget. Yeah.
It is 20, as in the number 20.
Yeah.
20booksvegas.com.
20 books. 20 books. Sorry, repeat that.
20booksvegas.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so check that out.
I will.
There's a group code reservation, so you can get a discount on your room if you want to stay at the venue. And all the details are on the site. And they'll make you fill out a form that asks how many donuts you're going to eat.
Really? That's awesome.
How much coffee and tea you're going to drink. Yeah, because apparently they charge, the venue charges money for those things.
I see.
They don't understand that we're authors, and, they should... they should be paying us.
They totally should, but actually, I'll let you know a little secret. It's actually odd to me on the coffee part, because coffee's ridiculously cheap. Like, ridiculously cheap. Like, a pot of coffee costs less than $1 to make. And that's
right. They're charging $3.50 a cup.
Yeah. They're charging $3.50. Yeah. So that's what they're making their money. It's like, we don't care about the room. We'll give you all the discounts there. We're going to take you on the coffee. The profits, man.
Right.
It's all about the profits.
Right. Well, that's the hotel. That's not, that's not the people running the convention.
No. I am talking about the hotel. I should clarify that. I'm talking about the hotel.
To be clear to your listening audience.
Yeah. I'm talking about the hotel. I'm not talking about the convention. I'm talking about the hotel, because that is a little bizarre, because again, it's $1 a cup, like literally, like $1 a pot, I should say, literally,
right.
So
but the conference is only $99, which is crazy cheap. As long as you can get there.
Yeah, as long as you can get there. Yeah.
That's so they're really, and all the speakers are paying their own way. So
Yeah.
It's a nice deal. I think it's going to be really good for everybody who attends. I think for those of you who can attend, there's going to be some video put out that'll cover some of what's there. But again, if you're not there, you can't, meet and mingle, knock back a few with your favorite indie author.
Nice.
So who knows what can come from that?
Exactly.
I'm excited to find out.
Find out indeed. Well, you only open doors. You only open doors when you actually are willing to go try something. So that's how doors open.
Right. Yeah. I've been meaning to do more events. I wanted to go to Crypticon in Seattle. It's a horror convention. And it's not that fun. I could totally go there, and year after year, I just haven't. I'm going to go this year, and then I don't go. So I'm really proud of myself that I finally pulled the trigger, and now I'm going to Vegas instead of just up the road.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's really networking, pushing boundaries. It's important to do. They think a lot of people think being an author, it's a perfect job for introverts, and in a way it is. But there's all the networking and selling, marketing, and everything, branding.
The four letter sale, the four letter swear word that is sale. Sale. No. And it's like, and their author's like, no, do not swear at blasphemies at me, right?
Yeah.
It's just one of those.
Yeah, I'm a starving artist.
Yeah.
It's good to make money off my art. No, it's not. That's the whole reason anybody does anything is to make money, to be recognized, to get their work out there. I don't need to be rich, but I need to get paid.
Yeah, that's everybody. I mean, it's honest.
How else am I going to pay this rent thing that they keep asking me?
Well, and more importantly, I like to eat. I can possibly replace my home. Might be a little crappier home. Maybe it's a tent, or maybe my car or something to that effect. But I can replace my home. I need food. Food is I kind of need that to live, and I like it, and that takes money.
Yeah. It takes money. Yeah.
Either that, or I go, make forge myself a spear and go do it the way my ancestors did a long, long time ago. I'm not quite ready to do that yet, but so. But so I try to. No, like the biggest I think obstacle a lot of writers, like not just writers, artists in general, have to really deal with, is the fact that we as artists, our time is valuable. Like we put a lot of time into what we do, and we don't value it enough sometimes. And it's a lesson all of us have to learn, one way or the other. And almost all of us have like hard lessons with that, because again, we don't look at our time the way we should. Does that make sense?
I agree.
Yeah,
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It is a hard lesson. Suddenly you realize, or at least hopefully someday you realize, that how valuable your time is. It's like, well, I could go do this one thing, I could go help this one person out, or I could knock out, 1,000 words, or take care of this marketing task that's sitting on the plate, staring me in the face.
Yeah, absolutely. And
the write an email. X amount of dollars.
And the thing is, time only goes one way. We can't get it back. So,
it is the most valuable resource.
Yeah, no, it's our real money. I actually truly believe that our time is our money. Everything else can come and go as needed, but your time, you can't. Like, it's here, right. It's now, and if you waste it, you're not getting it back. And that's a lesson for everybody in life, period. But for art especially, that is our bread and butter. We have put our time, blood, sweat, and tears into crafting whatever we're crafting. I mean, you've done 30 books, which is, that's a lot of dedication, man. Like, honestly, that's impressive. I got 2. I got a long way to go, and but
I'm sure you'll get there.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I will too. Probably. Yeah. But I got a few.
Almost the grindstone.
What?
Button chair.
Yeah. Maybe.
Almost button chair.
Yes.
You're gonna show up and do the work, and then good things happen.
Yeah.
You know, you sit around, I wish I was rich, and yeah, well, that's not really going to happen.
No.
Make it happen.
Exactly. No, totally. No, that's again, people have to get to that point, and you have to appreciate your, like, going back to time real quick here. You have to appreciate your own time. And a friend of mine actually introduced me to the concept of what I call a resentment meter. I love it because it's really this. If I do this X amount of work for somebody, how much will I resent it, and how much money will it take for that resentment to go away? It's actually a really good measuring stick.
That is a good measuring stick. I like it.
Yes, the resentment meter. I'm like, I like it. Now, sometimes I'm really lucky because I've done this podcasting, and I've met a lot of amazing people, you included. By the way, I'm just going to say it here again. Thank you
very much.
Yes. Well, actually, I was going to thank you.
I am amazing. Yes.
You are amazing. It's awesome and made of cheese. Awesome. But I also want to thank you for definitely the early part of your my Twitter, especially. You helped me a lot, and I wanted to say it on the air. Thank you very much for everything you've done for me back in the day. And like I said, you being on this show, I wanted you on this show in part because you went out of your way to help me, and I thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome, man. I really enjoy, helping people. They don't always enjoy my help.
Yes.
I'm glad you did.
Yes.
And, because I'm such a, perfectionist control freak, and it's like, here's exactly how you do this, and you just move this here and that there, and then they're like, what?
Yeah.
And I didn't even ask you for that, I'm like, but I felt like telling you.
Yeah. No, it happens. I mean, it does happen. Sometimes you see something and you're like, this is a good idea, but why did you do this? Like, just...
Yeah, oh my God, like on Facebook, people will be like, here's my cover. I made this. And I'm like, why? You're committing career suicide. Zero artistic talent. There's how could you possibly think that you could pull this off and people would pay money to, like, purchase it? Even if your words are fantastic, they're suspect because you put this crap-ass cover on there.
Well, it happens.
They don't even know. I don't get it. How do you not know? It's horrible.
Well, okay, so I'm not going to name names. There's this one individual I know. When he showed me...
I'm not going to name any names.
No, we better not, because they might beat us or other things.
Yeah.
But he gets a lot of his images from stock. You can't now stock pictures are useful. Yes, but that's what they are. They're stock pictures. What do you want me to tell you? They're stock.
But if they're good, you can maybe get away with it. I know I have.
But there's a limit to.
Don't know what.
But there's a limit to that. What I was getting to on that was there's a limit to that. You can use stock to enhance or add something to it, but I find stock by itself gets noticed very quickly if you do it enough times. It's like you can get away with it once, and at that, you might want to go hire someone to do a cover for you because they know what they're doing, and hopefully.
Yeah.
Because you can't take shortcuts with presentation, and
right.
You just can't do it. It's the one thing again, one of the biggest surprises when I got into this was how much I had to learn about design. I was never not something I ever planned to learn, right? But which is why I laughed so hard when I heard your cover thing, because that definitely tickled the funny bone there. I tickled the funny bone there with me because I know what you're talking about. But
I have to just restrain myself from telling these people how awful their cover is, and it's not to be mean. It's to tell them so that they know.
Yeah,
and then I'd be happy to give them, advice and pointers on how to, some stuff you just can't fix though. You can't put lipstick on a pig.
No.
You're not gonna...
No. But the thing is, this is part of the process too. You have to learn, like this. This goes back to something we were talking about off the air about like our identities as creators, right? You have to figure out what works for you, and part of that is making mistakes. And don't get me wrong, cover's a pretty big place to make a mistake at. It really is. It will cost you sales if you're not careful. Your cover should hopefully inflect the tone.
Oh yeah, the wrong cover will destroy you.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It's not even close. So I brought the buddy up with the stock photos because the big problem with them is they're used everywhere, and anybody and again, you can use them to enhance a product, like especially on interior. Let's say you do have interior pages. Sometimes that's all you need, but like the cover itself, right? The cover itself, I tend to find like you can't do that. You should get somebody that's going to do something a little unique for your book, because if enough, again, we live in an era now where people can look up images by just simply clicking on them.
Yeah.
And if I click on an image and I see all this, like I see a bunch of stock, my impression of you is you're cheap. I mean, that's maybe not necessarily the truth, but you know what I mean. The thought comes up, and I'm like, oh my, okay. But that's something. That's a lesson he needs to learn.
I've cheaped out a few times. I don't think there's anything wrong with cheaping out if you know what you're doing.
Absolutely, no.
And if you're gambling, you don't know if this particular release is going to do well, but so you don't want to invest, hundreds of dollars into a cover, or even $100 into a pre-made, so you can, and I have gotten away with just straight up stock photos, but they were good.
Yes.
They fit.
They fit what you were doing, or you did what my one friend did. She got stock photos, but what she did, she modified them in Photoshop, so it fit the book they were working on a lot better, which I totally respect that. Like that, I totally respect, because it's just like, okay, so you made it your own. Like there's a way to make whatever you have your own, and I also get to. Not everybody's got a budget to hire an artist. Not everybody's got a budget to do certain things. And I totally get that too. But I mean, it's about. I mean, again, it's about figuring out the right presentation for the tone of the book you're telling.
Right. But yeah, I do think that everybody needs. Well, say most. So I don't talk in absolutes, which always gets me in trouble. Is I think most everybody. Needs to purchase a cover, from an artist, and that could be a pre-made. Yep. You can get fairly cheap.
Yep.
You can get a quality pre-made for like say $70 from selfpubbookcovers.com or some of the other sites.
Yep.
And they even have like a text editor tool, so you don't even have to have any Photoshop skills. You don't have to, talk to the artist or anything. It's all just done for you. Just buy it, do the text, download, done.
Absolutely.
And I cherry picked so many covers. I mean, they didn't even have any good covers after I was done.
I'm stealing them all.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding, of course. But I mean, I definitely picked up the cream of the crop of covers back in the day. When I, of course, this is before I knew that Amazon didn't allow blood in their advertising.
Yes.
It's fine on the cover. You just can't then advertise it through the their Amazon ads and or Facebook ads, and that's
complicated.
It put me in that 3 times because this horror stuff. It's supposed to have blood on it.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I know.
And all these damn trigger warnings.
Well, it's just well. I can as a company, I can respect a PG-13 approach. Like I can respect that. It does make like horror in particular a very hard genre to market because again, horror isn't supposed to be nice or pretty. It's supposed to be ugly and brutal and it jars you, because the good horror, there's the best horror in my view is the horror that actually feels real. Like it could happen in the right circumstances. Like it's a very human thing, right? This, like whatever is happening in that story at that time, it's something that you as a human being on some level can connect to. It's scary, but it's supposed to be, So.
Yeah, horror without blood. I mean, There's
only so many times you can hide the monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all the covers on all the books when I was growing up, if they didn't have blood, they had something gory on there, something weird and disturbing, or like weapons coming at you, and you can't even do the weapons anymore.
No,
you can have them not pointed at the reader.
No.
It's
yeah, I know.
it's frustrating. I had like 3 different ads. I had I had an ad rejected for dried blood stains on a wall and a dress, and I had rejection for dripping blood, and then I had rejections for green cartoon blood.
Green cartoon. Okay, that's awesome.
Even it was nothing sacred. Not even like green cartoon blood is okay.
Yo, wow. Yeah, you can't have green cartoon blood. You can't win. There's just no way to win.
I really thought I could sneak around the restrictions that way, but
nope. Alien blood is still blood. Out. Oh. Damn it.
I know.
Yeah, I know. So.
And I'm still sitting on like a stockpile of pre-mades that I bought, some of which have some blood on them. And now I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with it?
Well, what you do is, at some point, they will relax that restriction. They eventually.
Possibly.
Everything changes, man. Everything does.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I look at it like this. There's going to come a moment where blood will be allowed, and then you will pounce like the mighty cheetah on a gazelle, and you'll be like, yes, I claim this territory. I'm already ready for this stuff. Right? Here's all my bloody, gory covers in all their glory. That's right. We're back. But who knows when that will happen with Amazon. But that's again, the beast. That is the nature of the beast, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate playing with other people's rules in their sandboxes, but apparently I need them to sell books. So.
Yeah. Apparently. Damn.
I can't just stand on the street corner and wave them around.
Actually, you could, and if you did that, you should do that on like a YouTube channel, like there's a YouTube episode. We'll sell books for food as a cardboard thing. You just have a big pile of books in the corner to see if people actually come. It could be a fun like little YouTube episode, right? So I don't know. Yeah. I'm a little strange that way. I just think of weird ideas, but yeah, I mean, but that's. But that is, part of the like we Amazon is a big part of our business today, and
oh, definitely,
and as such, we have to play by the rules, just the way it goes. You know what I mean?
It's just that's true.
Just the way it goes. There's no other way to put it. But anywho, I thank Mr. Jackson Dean Chase. We have an awesome interview here, so. If people want to find you, and we should do the first thing. What's currently on deck for you right now in terms of books?
Let's see. I've got a YA box set, 25 novels, 99 cents. It's on pre-order right now on all the major platforms. It's called Marked by Fate, and it deals with brave teens who are defined by the choices they make. I'm with 24 other authors in there. My dystopian thriller, Drone, is included. Very excited about the anthology and being part of that, working with these other authors. If you enjoy fantasy or science fiction, dystopian, paranormal, urban fantasy, those genres are all included in the box set. So if you fans of those, check it out.
Cool.
99 cents by Fate.
Yep.
You can also find it at markedbyfate.com, I think. Let me just double check on that while I'm checking. I have another book out, a new nonfiction book, How to Write Realistic Women, because who better than me to write that?
Absolutely.
It's been surprisingly well received. I apparently did not make an ass out of myself with that one, because that would have been really easy to do, but... apparently writing all these female characters over the past few years has paid off, and I actually know how to do that.
That's awesome.
If you want to know how to do that, then you should check out How to Write Realistic Women by Jackson Dean Chase.
That's right.
And all my other awesome writing craft guides. I think that's my 13th craft guide, which is exciting. There's also the Writer's Phrasebook series, so any genre you want to write, I've got you covered. If you have writer's block, how do I describe being murdered by a chainsaw? How do I describe, being shot by a laser? I've got it all right there.
Nice.
Those are good. I've also got some poetry, if you're into that sort of thing. Very Bukowski-esque. Bukowski's Ghost, actually, is my poetry debut, an award winner. You can check that out. I think that covers Yeah, it is markedbyfate.com.
Awesome.
Check. Yeah, and you can pre-order through the site, sign up to be notified, and get some cool bonus stuff. So if you go through the markedbyfate.com site, then you will definitely qualify for some cool bonus stuff that is only available through the website.
That is very cool.
If you want to check me out, you can go to jacksondeanchase.com, where I have all my books, or most of them. I don't know if I've updated them with the most recent ones, but it's a lovely site with links to everything. Bye.
Bye. Or at least say hi. Or at least say hi. Right?
Yes. Or stop by and say hi. You can definitely shoot me an email through the website.
Yep.
If you want to connect with me on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, I'm on all those.
Very cool.
Yeah, look forward to making some new friends.
All right. And that was Jackson Dean Chase. Really cool dude. And once again, man, thanks very much for being part of the show and for helping me out, especially in my younger days. I really appreciate it, and I just want to repeat that here. So I had a really big conversation with a friend, and I'm not going to say who and about what and why. But sometimes with us, with people, we are our own worst critics. We have a tendency. People usually come in one or two forms. There are people that will do bad things, feel bad about it, but do nothing about it. And then there are people who wonder if they may acknowledge they did the bad thing, and they wonder if they're a bad person because they did a bad thing. And I'm going to close tonight off with this thought more than anything else tonight is we all make mistakes. We're all human beings. We all screw up. The real question we always need to ask ourselves is, what did we learn? Because all we can do once the experience is done is learn from it. And like I said, it was a good conversation. It kind of reminded me of my own mistakes. One of the best gifts I've ever learned, living this life so far, is it's okay once in a while to be the villain. And to acknowledge that about yourself. So, deep thought for the night. And that will do it for tonight's episode of Just Joshing. You can do a couple different things if you'd like to support the podcast. You can subscribe to the podcast at iTunes, just under Just Joshing, or through Podomatic at jpenteloresco.podomatic.com. You can buy my books, The Watcher, Storm Dancer, and coming very soon, The Wandering God, courtesy of MirrorWorldBooks.com or Amazon.com. Plus, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I've updated a little bit not too long ago by adding a couple episodes into the archive under Joshua Penteloresco. And that's it. You guys stay inspired out there. Acknowledge that you can make mistakes. It's one of the best things you can do. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. Okay? Bye-bye.
Josh.